So, hello everyone. Thanks for joining today on time. Today, we'll be talking about publishing in Tertium Journal. So, welcome to today's webinar. We have the editor, Vladislav, and he kindly agreed to talk about the guidelines on how to publish articles in the journal. As you know, in the recent ISEL conference, people who presented at this conference, they have the opportunity to publish the articles, full papers, in the special issue. So this is the opportunity for you to know more about the requirements, but others can also submit the articles directly to Tertium, and Vladik will tell more about it. Please use the chat to ask questions, and we'll address them at the end, right? Vladik, or how would you like to?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Vladik. Thank you for joining us, and the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you very much for allowing me to talk to you. I invite you to publish with our journal. The journal's name you can see. It publishes articles in English and in Polish. We have been publishing for 9 years now, so soon we'll have the anniversary of the decade of publishing. And we really welcome international publications, so I'm very happy to be able to invite you to present. At the bottom of the screen you can see the web address of the journal is journal.tertium.edu.pl. Here is a few comments on the profile of the journal. We started back in 2016 based on the tradition of conferences we've been organizing within the Tertium Society, Krakow Tertium Society for the Promotion of Language Studies. We've been organizing conferences and publishing books since the year 2000. And in 2016, we decided to found a journal, which had a profile very close to these conferences. And you can see here in boldface the profile of it. Broadly socio-cognitive perspective, but it's largely communication based, right? We're interested in communication in various disciplines, synchronic communication, so we are not doing diachronic studies, just the present time studies of language in communication. And the approaches include cognitive linguistics, linguistics pragmatics, and anthropological linguistics. At the bottom of the screen, you've got the list of our thematic sections. So it's contextual pragmatics or socio-pragmatics, if you like. It used to be called linguistic pragmatics, but we expanded on this. So language in context, generally, right? You see, since you're dealing with communication, then language is always used in context, so we're interested in that context. So in this section, it's usually more theoretical studies. Then varieties and registers of language. They used to focus on Polish, but it doesn't have to Polish. It could be other languages as well. We're interested in language change, how language has changed as well, what is happening to language, various languages. We also do translation studies. Translation is also a form of communication, so hence that. And intercultural communication, which has been present since the very beginning of our society, of our journal, since it was actually founded by philologists, English, German, French, and other Polish philologists. So hence we've always been interested in intercultural communication, Then anthropological linguistics sort of was added to it. And then semiotics is one of the options as well. And last but not least, foreign language teaching. Right, teaching is essential to all the philologists, so it has been strongly present in our journal since the very beginning. But this language teaching, foreign language teaching, is based on some approach to communication, right? Which from the perspective of our editors needs to be a contextual approach to communication, right? You've got students waiting for the teacher's input, or the other way around. So hence this linguistic-based approach, a communication-based approach to foreign language teaching. Now, let me just say one more thing, which is quite crucial from our perspective, namely, we've always been trying to integrate various disciplines into the perspective of the journal. So hence, foreign language teachers and pragmaticians and translation scholars and other linguists, semioticians, they can work together and see each other's perspective. Now a few words about publication procedure. This probably you are aware of. We're planning the special issue based on this 6th International Conference on Education, Linguistics and Exhibitions. Here is the timeline. So you're welcome to submit the articles.
Vladik,
Yes.
sorry.
Yes.
The slides are not moving. Are you
Oh.
moving? Yeah.
Oh, they are not moving. Interesting.
Yeah. Now, yes. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could use. I will use this. This was the previous slide, right? And this. Maybe I'll use this one since maybe it's better that way.
Okay. Thank you.
So here is the publication timeline. I understand that you'll be receiving articles at this address, esl at wiutwuz, and wait for the approval for the editors. And then, if approved, then you'll be encouraged to submit the articles with some revisions as suggested by guest editors to journal Tertium Edu.pl, not later than the mid-July. Then you need to anonymize the article because it's going to be reviewed, to undergo double-blind review, hence you need to anonymize it. Anonymization usually consists in not just removing your name and affiliation from the first page, but also if you're citing your own publications, then they should be removed from the list of bibliography, and then in the text of the article, in order to anonymize it, you need to say author 1 or author 2 or something like this, right? So it's truly blind in that way. And also the paper itself needs to be anonymized as well, within the possibilities that, for example, a Word as editor allows you to do, right? So there's a way to anonymize the article so that there's no the reader, the reviewer should not see your name. We prefer the articles to be submitted not as PDF files, but as in the Word format, because then the editors can make comments. It's easier for editors and for reviewers to make comments on the margins. And the special issue is planned to come out in the autumn. The publication guidelines are available to you on this under this link. The only thing you need to do is to change into English, because we have two languages there, Polish and English. So at the top of the screen on the left, you've got the possibility to change the language, and then all the submissions on the regulations, guidelines will show up in English. There is a special template available which you can use. You can just upload it from the journal side. Or specific guidelines. There's two options. We've made this. Usually we request the authors to use the template, and by using the template, what we mean is once you have your article ready, then you paste pieces of it into the template, right? So that the highlighting, which is there originally, remains, and then the entire article follows the guidelines automatically, including the headings and the article itself, so the text of the article, the paragraphs, and so on. But there's also another options. We've offered specific guidelines which are available under this link, which refer to the spacing, the fonts, the sizes of the text, and so on. So either of these options is fine. We prefer British English, so the spelling should comply to this. And then as far as the article itself, it should contain some theoretical research section and followed by the analytical section. So that's the preferable format and contents. Now the research section should draw on some theoretical sources, which you then use in the analysis. And the analysis could be based on questionnaires, some statistical analysis, or the author's own data, which is a contribution to the field. Now here's some information about the length, 6,000 to 9,000 words, more or less. Well, we are not very strict on this because the journal appears in the online format only, so we don't pay for the pages, so there's no problem. The only limitation is the reviewer's patience. Hence, the longer the article, then the more they have to read. But then we set also the lower limits there because the short notes don't really count as full-fledged articles. So 6,000 usually is the low limit. The section should be numbered, including introduction and conclusion. They also should be numbered, and this system is preferred. So 1, for example, conclusions. Then the first section would be 2, and then the subsection 2.1, and then the second subsection 2.2, and so on, right? So this system. The abstract should be a single paragraph or maximum 300 words in English, and it contained information on the subject of the article, research perspective, research material, and most important conclusions. It can be shorter if you think that would do. Normally in the abstract there's no references to sources unless it's essential. It's just an abstract that then would be placed in various indexes that the journal is indexed in, and then it should be followed by up to 5 keywords which best represent the article contents. They don't have to really be copied from the title, right? They could be some other elements. Now the typical layout, this is an example based on what I've said so far. So the title is capitalized. Then this is the affiliation, name, affiliation, and email address. And these are the sections which I mentioned before. Sections titles are not capitalized, and then the third level sections are already in italics. The title is, I think the size is 20, and then the main sections 1, 2, and so are 14, and the rest are 12. like the remains of the text. This is the basic reference path. Again, on the website, you'll be able to find more specific guidelines as to our bibliographical style. As you can see, we use fewer punctuation elements as in other sources. It's like APA based, but it uses less punctuation and uses full names of authors, all the authors, including editors of journal, and then the titles are capitalized, the articles are in inverted commas, as you can see. The dots and commas are within within inverted commas, right, within quotation marks, as you can see here. Registers of discourse, right? It precedes, the dot precedes the citation mark. Right. As far as names of authors who publish in different, whose name, from different alphabets, like Cyrillic, for instance. So this is the preference, right? So first you use the Cyrillic, and then in the square brackets you use the Latin equivalent. But please note that as far as in bibliography, as far as alphabetical order, this follows the Latin alphabetical order, right? So it's S, not. So this is the procedure. And as far as titles, yeah, it's welcome. It's not essential, but titles are welcome to be translated into English. This is not required, but it's a welcome practice, so that people can, those not knowing, for example, Russian, will know what the article is about that you're referring to. Okay, I think that's more or less what I had to say, and then if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you. Very detailed and comprehensive guidelines.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Do I have any questions?
Yes, please. I'm afraid I cannot hear the speaker. Yes, the presentation, yes, absolutely. Presentation I can share.
Okay. Okay. Rosalia Ziryanova, so it seems like her microphone not working. Her question is, what's the journal's policy regarding the AI use?
Right. Well, that's a very good question. We don't have a specific policy on this, but our reviewers are made aware of the challenges which AI brings. So, so in other words, yeah, it's not recommended generally to use AI, right, frankly speaking. So that's our answer. No AI. Please use your own resources, your own mind, and your own hands.
Thank you.
Oh, there's some questions in the chat here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I didn't say that, which is quite crucial. It's free of charge. Yes, so there's no cost for this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can see that the presentation will be shared. Right, so you've got the presentation, so I don't need to share it, right? You can share it with people interested. I understand. Right, yeah, so it's free of charge, yeah. No charges.
Good.
The sample of the article, I suppose that's very easy, because what you need to do is just enter the website. I'll type this link here in the chat again.
Mhm.
So then you can look up any article you like there. Yes, this is the one. So please, you can enter our site and then switch into English, right? There's an English switch there.
Mhm.
And feel free to browse through any articles you like.
Mhm. Okay.
And practice-based articles, well, that's a tougher question, because it's yes and no. On the one hand, if they are just practice-based and there's no theory behind it, we wouldn't want to have that. It needs to be some theoretical input behind them, so some sources and all this. Um, in In the other articles that I also edit, we sometimes use the so-called research note, right? Or which is like a note on what you're doing, but it's usually also it has element of theory in it, right? So we don't usually publish just practice-based articles, just as a short answer. Yes, would there be any more questions from anyone?
Mhm. So to recap, the deadline for submitting the full papers is June 1st, right? And
Yes,
you'll
that's right.
have to send it to the email. I'll put it here, icel@wyatt.us. Um, but can you give some instructions for people if people didn't present at ICEL, can they apply directly to Tertium?
Yes, yes, by all means,
Mhm.
yes, it's possible. It's
And
it's it's gonna
mhm,
be well, the special issue is gonna be called as a special issue following this conference, but we'll discuss the specifics of it. But generally, uh, there's no reason why people have not presented not to submit if they are interested.
mhm.
Book reviews. I don't quite understand this question. Shared experiences derived from book reviews.
I'm sorry, can I clarify, please?
Yes, yes, please do.
So at the conference, there were 6 or 7 researchers. We all had experience of writing book reviews, and each of us had various challenges that we presented at the conference and the solutions that we used to tackle those challenges. And then this is what we shared with during the conference. So we'd like to compile all those challenges that we had to create an article and send it to your journal. Will it be possible?
I see. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I understand that it will also be somewhat based in theoretical research, right? On this, not just
Yeah.
experiences, but people do write about, for example, academic style and this sort of thing, right?
Mhm.
Versus other styles, because I understand the style is part of the challenge, right? Not just the critical approach, but also the style that needs to be used, right? This is a linguistic journal, so I understand that this will be at least partly focused on language, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's like a language study of sort, based on well, commenting on a specific genre, then I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be considered.
Mhm. Thank you.
And Zarina has a question about the index of the journal.
You mean in which
Yeah, I think it was
which
the
indices we're
Mhm.
yes, so where the indexes we have been indexed so far are the Dowai, Erich Plus, Index Copernicus, Central and Eastern European Online Library, well, Google Scholar, of course, Base. There's some other Polish indices. We have applied for Scopus, but still we're still working on their requirements. And yeah, so these they are listed on the website. So far we've got the following ones.
Mhm. Right. So I'm checking the YouTube channel. Okay, no questions there too. Okay, I think, yeah, we covered all the requirements, and you shared the website. I think the people can look and see if they have any questions. We'll share the presentation, the PPT slides. And yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Vladek, for joining us
Thank you.
and
Thank you. It was a
creating this opportunity for us. It's a great opportunity, I think, for people to publish and make connections.
Yes, I
And
think we're looking forward to receiving the articles and then to reviewing them and publishing in the end. So
thank you.
that's also a good chance for us to get to know the Uzbek world, but not only, of course, yes, but
Right.
among others also the Uzbek academic community.
True.
So thank you very much for this contact as well.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. So please prepare your full articles and send them to isel@wire.uz by June 1st, 2025. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.